It's time to give you my top 10 comics coming out for the week of August 5th, 2026. Hello guys, and welcome back to the Panel by Panel Comics YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome into the channel. I am your host, Jay. I'm doing my top 10 comics. I do this usually every week that I can with my job or wherever I'm traveling to. But top 10 comics, essentially, whatever is coming out this week, I give you my personal opinion of the top 10 comics coming out, as well as 4 notable comics. But if you are new here, please hit that like button and the subscribe button as well so you get nearly daily comic book content posted all throughout the week with my top 10 comics, my panel by panel comic reviews, my new comic book day vlogs, and my buyer passes on Friday. But let's go ahead and get started with those 4 notable comics that I am also picking up, but it did not make my top 10. Some I am, some I'm not picking up. So here we go. We got Chachu issue 1, a new series being written by Aman Vellani, Miss Marvel from the MCU, JSA issue 22. Deadman issue number 3, and an absolute title, we have Absolute Green Lantern issue number 17. And kicking off the top 10, we have the Fantastic Four issue 15. This is the 65th anniversary special, or the Spectacular it's called. So we get 40 pages for $6, also featuring classic images by Jack Kirby, John Buscema, John Byrne, and Steve Epting in an entirely new way. So this is going to be a celebration of the Fantastic Four, an extra large issue, and the Fantastic Four have been defeated with their personal arrows of time reversed. They're careening into the past with no hope of salvation, unless a complete stranger can find out what they need. But even if she does, that will only get them halfway home, because there's still a threat in the present that's waiting to kill them, and that's if they can arrive there alive. This one issue you won't want to miss because you'll have to wait 65 years for anything like it. This is written by Ryan North, and the penciler is Humberto Ramos. Feels like we're kind of just steadying the float right now with Fantastic Four. I'm really trying to give it a chance, but I might have to drop this title sometime soon. It's starting to become a little repetitive, and there's not really an overarching story being told with the Fantastic Four right now. Moving on to number 9, we have an Energon Universe book, Mask. This is issue number 3, written by Dan Waters and the art done by Simon Parr. This is the action-packed Energon continuing Miles Mayhem. Are you ready to destroy the world? What secret is Mayhem hiding, even from Venom? You don't want to wait for a second printing to grab this issue. Now, where we left off in issue 2 was the explosive event of a potential killing of 2 really close characters to the main character, Matt Tracker. Now, this one seems like it's going to be more centered around Miles Mayhem and the Venom side of the Mask title. Mask standing for Mobile Armored Strike Command. And it's been really good the first 2 issues. This is 32 pages for $4. I'm looking forward to it. Dan Waters, he's a really good writer. I appreciate most of what he writes. And this book has gotten off to a really solid start. I would highly recommend getting the first 2 issues. I believe they're getting a second printing, so if you haven't gotten them, jump on board. This is a really good series so far in the Energon universe. Now moving to number 8, we have The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 34, legacy numbering 998. A couple issues away from the huge, spectacular Spider-Man 1000. And then I see that they're going to kind of go the Venom route. They're going to go Spider-Man 1001, 1002, and just continue on from there, which they should have done a long time ago. There's no reason to do that with certain titles like Spider-Man, like Captain America, Iron Man. Just keep it a long continuity. You don't need to have a new number 1 each and every single time. Which is what I really wish they would do with Moon Knight, because I don't know where to really start with Moon Knight. I used to read Moon Knight like crazy, and then they started doing new issue ones. I was like, okay, is that not a new ongoing, or is that just a completely different thing? And then I got behind, and now I have to work my way back to catching up. But anyways, with The Amazing Spider-Man, it is 32 pages for $5, written by Joe Kelly, art done by Ed McGuinness, the penciler. Now, this is cleanup on Isle Manhattan. Spider-Man is back in the swing of things thanks to a recent team up with the all-new Damage Control. Until Electro short-circuits Spidey's big plans, we saw Damage Control help Spider-Man in the last issue, but it seems like this Damage Control isn't all they are meant to be. It seems like they are more of a, the classic government agency that wants to control everything. And it seems like that's the case here with Spider-Man and Damage Control's little team up. Is it going to go well? Is it going to go poorly? I think it's more the latter, and I'm interested to see how it's going to go. I've liked this new addition into the Spider-Man universe, and he's going to fight a classic villain in Electro. So this is a good looking issue for Joe Kelly as we get closer and closer to issue 1000. Moving on to number 7 on my list, we have Wade Wilson Deadpool. This is issue 7, 32 pages for $5. Written by Benjamin Percy, art is done by Alex Linz. Revenge of the Badpools. If you thought Wade Wilson was bad, wait until you meet his horrific offshoots of the Merc with the Mouth. But even more horrific is what they want with Wade in Now Blind Al. We went in the last issue getting the, I guess, battle between Wade Wilson Deadpool and Hammerhead resolved. We're still working with Blind Al, trying to find out what these omens are that she keeps getting. Anytime I hear omen, I think of the new villain in the Daredevil series with Stephanie Phillips. But anyways, the Blind Owl keeps getting these omens, no clue where they're coming from, but she gets them. They're like her new power now. Interesting because, of course, she's blind. But now Wade Wilson, he went into the sewers and he recognized all of these different versions of him. From whenever he gets something cut off, it is now grown into larger versions of him or human versions of him. Whether it was his entire body getting ripped off, his arm, his leg, it doesn't matter. There's all these different versions of him, and now they're out to try to take his life and Blind Owl from him. Really good idea from Benjamin Percy. I've really enjoyed this series so far. Coming in at number 6, we have Captain America, issue 14, legacy numbering 785. 32 pages for $5, written of course by Chip Zdarsky. Artist for this title is Ton Lima. Now, Captain America is still in hell. This is Hell's Angel Part 3, but he is bound together in an unfamiliar war zone. Captain America and Doctor Doom are after the Anti-Divine, a sword powerful enough to destroy Mephisto, but someone else also has their eyes on the weapon. Can Steve stop Doom's first love from destroying Victor as his own soul hangs in the balance? Personally, I haven't been enjoying Captain America in hell. I would much rather see him just on Earth helping the Avengers in the current Armageddon event going on right now. It feels like it's kind of taken away from the event as a whole. This was kind of viewed as a Captain America Avengers event, where he's going to be the leader, he's going to be the one out in front doing everything, and he's in a coma, not doing a whole lot right now. But when he does come back to Earth, I can bet that that's going to be a huge thing with him and the Red Hulk going at it in a battle to the death potentially. But that's Captain America issue 14. Moving on to number 5, we have Iron Man issue number 8, legacy numbering 688, 32 pages for $5. Getting closer to the legacy numbering 700 as we get Carmen Carnero back on the art for this title. Joshua Williamson, of course, is going to be the writer. This is Whiplash's revenge. We saw a little bit of a glimpse of him in the last issue, and now he's coming to enact some more revenge. He's gotten a little bit of a team up with Madam Mask and AIM, and he's gotten new devices to go after Tony Stark and his new, I don't really know what to call it, his new sidekicks, his new group of kids that he recruited from the Stark Expo events, who were potentially going to be the next Tony Stark or get the funding for it. But instead, that went to another kid who I'm forgetting his name of. They thought he's dead. He's not dead. He looks like he's going to be the overarching villain for this series, and I'm interested to see how that's going to go about. But this is going to center around Whiplash and Tony Stark being distracted with his new role as teacher, his new love life, his company, and his time as Iron Man, while he's also hunting Madam Mask and AIM. Whiplash has amplified his whips to hurt Iron Man in brand new ways, but to really hurt Tony, Whiplash knows he must target the people he loves. And of course, Carmen Carnero coming back on the art is going to be huge for this title. She's a really good artist. Highly recommend getting this series as it is still relatively new. You can pick up the first trade and then jump on here. This would probably be a good jumping on point. Coming in at number 4, we have Ben 10 issue number 4, 32 pages for $5. Man of Action's Stephen T. Siegel steps in as things take a turn for the creepy. In a rainy Northwest stop on their endless summer vacation, the Tennyson family is drawn to a circus where the crowds aren't cheering, the clowns aren't laughing, and the ringmaster has plans for a frightful future well beyond his broken big top. Can Ben master the Omnitrix in time to find the right alien to defeat the bizarre Zombozo from making Grandpa Max his next death-defying act? A new twisted two-part adventure begins here, including the debut appearances of Accelerate and Stinkfly. So we're still growing this story, this new Ben 10 universe, more and more. It's a little more horrific, a little more adult-friendly rather than kid-friendly. I've appreciated it so far. I think the art has done a good job with Robert Carey, and the story being told through Joe Casey, Joe Kelly, Duncan Rollo, and Steven Siegel. They've all done a fantastic job creating this new universe with Ben 10, this new jumping on point for people who have never read the series. This is a completely new take, and if you're interested, I highly recommend getting this series. It's been pretty solid through the first 3 issues. Moving on to number 3 on my list, kicking off that top 3, we have Batman issue number 12, 40 pages for $5. Of course, written by Matt Fraction, and Jorge Jimenez is back on the artwork. I don't remember if he was back on I think he actually did the artwork for the last issue as well. So we're getting back to getting Jorge Jimenez regularly on this title after he took a little bit of a short break. But this one is going to be centered around the, I guess, granddaughter of Alfred Pennyworth. You're going to get the first appearance of Verity Pennyworth. She is essentially going to be the descendant, I would assume, of Alfred Pennyworth. In the synopsis, it says, 6 assassins, 1 city, countless ways to die. 6 of the world's deadliest killers have descended on Gotham City at once. But who hired them and who's their target? Surely it can't be the Batman. As the Cape Crusader races to uncover who set this deadly plan in motion, the late Alfred Pennyworth provides a gift from beyond the grave with the arrival of a brilliant new ally to the Bat family at a time when it needs one the most. So a big issue here with the first appearance of Verity Pennyworth. New addition to the Bat family. Can't wait to see how it's going to go. Is she going to get along with Bruce? Is he going to reveal his identity to Bruce? Does she already know he's Batman? Who knows? Can't wait to see how it goes down here in Batman issue number 12. Coming in at number 2 on my list, we have Royals issue number 5, 40 pages for $5, written by Derek Kirk Kim, and the art is done by Jacob Perez. This has been one of the best series by Image or any independent publisher this year. It is a limited series, 6 total issues. So if you haven't caught on to the road or onto this series yet, I would recommend picking up the trade once it comes out. Fantastic art. It follows these 2 brothers who can connect telekinetically, and they were originally in the poker game. One brother would work the poker table, the other would tell him what he sees on the television, essentially cheating to win these big poker tournaments. But they got caught by, I think it's called the Bloody Caught Gang or something like that. It is a little funny, but they are to be taken seriously. And you learn something new about the leader of this group and the leader of the church that we were originally introduced to back in issue 1, I want to believe. They are actually brothers, and maybe they're not the best people on the planet because they're going around and finding these other twins that have these unique abilities and maybe killing one of them. I don't know. You're gonna have to read to find out. But Castor and Mina make a daring escape. Meanwhile, Paul prepares to leave everything behind as Incheon International Airports. Will he stick to his guns or go back to help his brother? Find out in this thrilling penultimate issue. This has been really, really fun. I highly recommend you guys getting this issue or just this series once the trade comes out. But my number 1 issue coming out for this week, in my opinion, is going to be Absolute Superman issue number 22, 32 pages for $5. This is the first appearance of Metallo, Absolute Metallo, coming to the Absolute Universe as a brand new story arc starts here, with Brainiac also being in control of the Metallo, I guess, robot. This is Get Brainiac Begins. That's going to be the name of this series or this story arc. Superman will stop at nothing to see the universe's most vicious madman brought to justice. But before he can get his hands on Brainiac, Superman will have to go through Metallo, a man with kryptonite in his veins. Get Brainiac begins here, kicking off the march to a game-changing blockbuster issue 2025, with the 25th anniversary issue coming soon. This has really been a ton of fun, and it's crazy to think that we're nearly at 25 issues of the Absolute Universe. It's been a fantastic ride. Jason Aaron and Juan Ferreira are on this title, the legendary 1-2 combo of them both. This series has always been action-packed, and I want to dive deeper into the story. I am kind of missing out on Lex Luthor. We got the glimpses of him going into the future Lex that we think that he's going to be, which is one of Superman's biggest villains, aka the biggest Superman villain. I want to get some more onto that, but we're taking these stop breaks along the way. I assume Lex will probably be in that 25th anniversary issue, but Brainiac has been a great villain in the Absolute Universe as a whole so far. Highly recommend getting this issue. A new story, so it's new reader friendly, I would assume. But guys, let me know down in the comments, what is your #1 comic book that you are looking forward to this new comic book day? And if you are new and you made it all the way through, you might as well hit that like button and that subscribe button as well. Join the channel for nearly daily comic book content. But remember, guys, you got to keep reading those comics panel by panel. I'll see you on Wednesday for a new comic book day. Have a great rest of your day.